Hey guys, it's Austin Sandrick with Team Penske. You're listening to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast.
Welcome back to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Man, that felt good to say after not being on it.
Oh, yeah.
We have a very special episode for you guys today. I'm back from Las Vegas, Nevada. Didn't get to go out to the track, sadly. I was a little busy with work stuff, but overall, it was a good time. The man who's talking right now is myself. My name is Tristan Grider. Joined with, as always, my incredible co-hosts, Daniel Chaney and Justin Cox. How are we doing today, boys? Did you miss me?
Man, of course, man. Like, it was different without you. I'm not going to lie. It really was different without you. I won't lie. Because I'm not used to hosting, and I had to host last week. Well, host, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Used 100% of his brain power last
Yeah,
week.
exactly.
I'm only used to using, as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo would say, I'm only using 1% of my power, Scoob.
I'm only using 1% of my power, Scoob. That's funny. But yeah, I'm good. There's some great racing over the weekend, actually. Like all the races,
for sure.
pretty much all the races were really good, actually. So, yeah. So
Iowa 2 is a little mid.
it was all right.
Until the end. The first three quarters, we'll get to it. First three quarters, I'll say, was kind of average. But the race as a whole was yet again good, so
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
What about you, Daniel? How you feeling, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I'm kind of tired. Got a nap in today. Got to get my last full weekend of work before I move
Nice.
to college. But I'm doing well. And yeah, last week was fun, but it was definitely different vibe. We felt less like there was less of a format,
Yeah.
which was fun, but we got sidetracked a lot.
A lot.
So I think having Tristan back will kind of keep us under kind of like a
Control.
general frame
Yeah.
of an episode.
Welcome to episode 29, guys. Crazy that we are almost at episode 30. It's going to be a great episode. Going to talk all about the doubleheader weekend for IndyCar at Iowa. Going to talk some F1. Going to talk some NASCAR at Pocono. And, of course, going to talk about the new champion in SRX. It's going to be a great show. Let's go ahead and start with some motorsport media.
Okay, so today I'm going to be kicking off motorsport media for you guys. And starting off, I only got really like one thing. As always, Project Dive Bomb, shout out to them. That's where I get my F1 news from. So apparently Alonso is going to stay put at Alpine. So Piastri will actually probably end up with Williams. But Mark Webber has been kind of the mentor for Piastri here lately. And he has been telling Piastri, hey, don't just be dead set on Williams because, you know, you're a good driver. You can go anywhere you want. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Piastri ends up next season. I hope he at least does end up in F1 somewhere because he is a great driver. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for F1. I think that's the only thing. So, and that was a rumor. So, but yeah, Daniel, any car news over there?
Okay, so IndyCar, it is news, but it's kind of like potential news. So if you guys have been up to date with kind of what happened to Iowa, Joseph Newgarden got in a crash and then he was released from the medical center. After he left the medical center, I believe he hit his head, or somehow he fell unconscious, and so they had to take him back to the medical, and then he was transported to a hospital after that. So like IndyCar and Team Penske have been kind of releasing updates as things continue. And so today, the day that we're recording it, so this is Monday, Team Penske announced that if Newgarden can't compete this weekend at the Indy they've announced their replacement. You guys know who this is?
Dane, baby.
Santino Ferrucci.
Oh, my hair twin.
Really?
Ultimate
My
super
hair
sub.
twin. My hair
I
twin.
swore it was going to be Dane. Crazy.
You would
that
think.
makes sense. IndyCar's substitute driver, Santino.
Yeah,
So,
so
possibly could be making the double this weekend.
if he competes this weekend, this will be his fourth team that he's competed with this season.
That's crazy.
Like, that's kind of impressive.
It is.
Whether
yeah,
you
it
like him or not,
Yeah.
you kind of have to
Rahal
That was
Lanigan.
kind of sick.
He was with Dreyer Reinbold, then filling in for
He's
Callum
with
Ilott
Uncos.
with Hunkos, and
And now
possibly,
he's in the hot seat for the 2 car for Penske.
probably the
Dang.
best setup car. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely a
Cut
top
that
5
out.
car for sure. I mean, it's still in the championship contending, and Newgarden DNF'd.
Yeah.
Like,
But let's hope that Joseph is
Yeah.
okay.
obviously, we're all with Joseph. We're hoping he's okay, hoping everything goes well, and hopefully he's not out of the seat for too long, because obviously you don't like to see a driver of any caliber be out of the seat. But if he can't compete this weekend, then we will have the second ever driver, I believe, to compete in the Indy GP, like NASCAR, whatever it's called, Verizon 250, like doubleheader.
Yeah.
So could be interesting to see, and we'll have to stay up to note with that.
Oh yeah, and it'll be interesting because this could be a proving point for Ferrucci. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the IndyCar, but him being in the 2 car this weekend, if he ends up racing it, this could be. He could open
Dude,
some eyes if he runs good.
If
so
Ferrucci wins,
that'd be crazy.
it'd be whack.
It's a Penske
Thing-
track too. It's a Penske
That would
track
shake
too.
things up. That would shake things up.
Yeah,
We're talking about silly season stuff all the time, but
Yeah.
that would shake things up.
and yeah, it'd be crazy. So, oh no.
All right. So that was Motorsport Media for F1 and for IndyCar. Now I have a lot of driver announcements, guys. As you know, this weekend we're going road course racing, which means we got to get all the specialists out here. So, but first things first is I'm going to start with some silly season news for the NASCAR Truck Series. Matt DiBenedetto will return to Rackley War Racing in 2023. He's been driving the 25 truck this season, been kind of underwhelming in that seat. So they're going to give him another season in the in the Rackley War car. I think Matt DiBenedetto is a Truck Series lifer. I don't think he's going to be moving up to Cup anytime soon again. So I think he'll kind of have that sort of Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton vibe to him now. I think he's
I think if he does,
kind
it's
of
gonna be. Yeah, I think if he does, it's gonna be like someone has to be out for a weekend or something, and
Yeah.
he comes up the Cup. But that's the only way I could see him being back in Cup, in my opinion. So,
But yeah, DiBenedetto returning to Rackley War. Chris Hacker will drive for On Point at IRP this weekend, so you'll see him in new colors. And Lane Riggs will make his debut in trucks at IRP. He's currently the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Series points leader, and he's going to be driving for Helmar Friesen in that 62. So that's a
Nice.
great seat.
dope.
Moving now onto the Xfinity Series side, Austin Dillon will run in the 68 for Brandon Built Motorsports this weekend. They were having some sponsorship issues, so Brandon's not going to be in that car. He will instead be in the 47 for Mike Harmon Racing, keeping his playoff hopes alive. It's weird. I know. It's weird. But
Okay.
yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's weird. But
Okay.
if you're a Brandon Brown fan, he's still running this weekend, just in the 47. Austin Dillon, if you're a RCR fan, in the 68 for Xfinity. Parker Kligerman, one of my personal favorites, will be running for Emerly Gase
Yeah.
Motorsports this weekend in the Indy GP for Xfinity Series. This one's kind of cool. Jay will be happy about this one. I don't know if you know about this. Brad Perez will
Oh,
be
I
making
saw
his
that, yeah.
Xfinity
I
Series
did see
Yeah.
debut,
that.
Yeah, I love that. I
this
love
weekend
that.
for
I
yeah,
love the bread man, bro.
The
good luck for
bread.
Brad. Hopefully we can see you on the grid, Brad. Nick Sanchez will be making his Xfinity Series debut at Bristol later this season. He'll be driving the 48 for Big Machine Racing.
Nice.
Mason Filippi will return to DGM Racing this weekend at Indy. Alka-Seltzer will sponsor Bradley Curry for 5 races this season.
Interesting.
Now, this happened last weekend. Obviously, there was a different driver in the 07. Joe Graff Jr. will take a leave of absence from the 07 car for SS Greenlight for personal reasons. Cole Custer and other drivers will fill in. I'm guessing it'll be Rick Ware Racing drivers, like possibly Joey Gase, possibly Cody Ware. Yeah, I expect to see some of them in that car. Possibly we see some other SHR guys, like maybe a Chase Briscoe, maybe a Eric Amarola in that seat. But yeah. And final bit of Xfinity Series news that Santino Ferrucci will be driving for Sam Hunt Racing this weekend in the 150, the Pennzoil 150.
Nice.
Now, the only Cup Series news that I have will lead us directly into race reviews is that Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch have been disqualified at Pocono for post-race inspection failure. There was something apparently wrong with the front fascia. And JGR will not appeal the penalty. Cheaters never win. Jay, cheaters never win. But that will take us into our race winners. So, Jay, let's go ahead and transition. All right, guys, it's race reviews time. Let's go over the race weekend winners. Now, I just want to say, even though Denny Hamlin's win got taken away, me and Jay had a beautiful points weekend.
Yes.
You want to know why me and you had a beautiful points weekend, Jay?
Why?
Because Daniel went 0 for 8.
I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it.
On the IndyCar side of things, Joseph Newgarden and Pato O'Ward were your winners at Iowa. In the Indy Lights Series, Hunter McElroy won his second race in a row, first oval of the season for Lights. This race was weird because Linus Lundqvist was leading until Brabham got a run, but then with 2 laps to go, Brabham kind of like had a big run and Lundqvist chopped him down.
Yeah, he kind of just got too close to him in the wall.
Yeah, and so
And
he just pinched him.
They
into
blamed
the
it on
wall.
the spotters not calling it, but on an oval, when you're that close and you have mirrors, I would think you could at least kind of tell he's there.
But a disqualification to Linus Lundqvist. Great for Stingray Robb in points, but not good
Great for Hunter McElroy in points.
It's good for Hunter McElroy too.
Yeah.
I believe McElroy is now third.
McElroy,
Series.
I believe, is second.
Yeah, I
now.
think he's second. Oh yeah.
He took over second spot.
Can you look that
I
up for
can
me?
fact check on that, but I believe that's what the broadcast said.
Truck Series, Chandler Smith was the winner. None of us picked him, so congratulations, Chandler. The one weekend one of us don't pick Chandler
Yeah.
Smith. He actually
Facts.
Noah Gragson won the Xfinity Series race. That was my first point of the weekend. Was pretty
Nice.
hyped about that. Chase Elliott won the Cup Series race by default after the Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch fiasco. His 4th win of the year. F1, here was your podium. Max Verstappen took it home. Lewis Hamilton was second, his best finish of the year. George Russell was P3. So me and Jay got a point for Max Verstappen. And SRX, Chase Elliott didn't only win 1 race this weekend, he won 2. Chase Elliott was your winner this weekend. But more importantly, new champion Marco Andretti won the SRX championship. Say it with me, boys. Marco Andretti is a champion finally. He did it. And I'm very happy about that. Apparently there's some debate that they're going to be going back and recounting the totals from race 1 of the season, but Marco is your champion. However, Marco did not win a race this season in SRX, so he did it without winning a race just based on pure consistency. He, I believe, finished second or third in every single race. However, prayers are up for Marco Andretti as in the final crash of the race, he was involved in it. He ended up breaking his wrist, so hopefully it will be all good, and prayers up for him. But yeah,
Also,
those are your race winners.
I did check on the Indy Lights point standings just to make sure we're correct. Linus Lundqvist is still leading the points with 383 points. Behind him in second is Hunter McElroy, and in third place is Stingray Robb.
How far back is McElroy?
I think it's like 70.
Lundqvist has 383. McElroy has 306. So 77.
Yeah,
points.
I thought it was 70 something.
That's
Yeah.
doable.
It's doable. Still not looking good, but he's on a tear. He's won 2 straight races.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
So pretty much
Another thing of note is Linus Lundqvist being in first. The rest of the 4 people in the top 5 are all 4 Andretti drivers.
Dang. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting points season again. Back-to-back years that Lights is going to go down to the wire. Hopefully. But yeah, gonna be awesome. All right, guys, those were your race winners. Let's go ahead and start with our brief race reviews that we always do. I'll just kind of go down the line. Let's start with Iowa 1, which in my opinion was the best race of the weekend, Daniel.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say probably race of the weekend. So in Iowa 1, we got to reestablish kind of how this track works for IndyCar because it's been 2 years, I believe. It's been a hot minute, and so we knew some drivers that would be good on it and some drivers that would succeed in qualifying. We knew Joseph Newgarden was going to be good. We knew Penske was going to be amazing at this track. They always are. We knew Connor Daly was going to qualify well, and boy, he did for the most part. I think, yeah, probably race of the weekend for race 1. I'm trying to pull up the standing, kind of say what happened. So Felix Rosenqvist, he had was it a wreck or an issue?
He wrecked.
Yeah, that's what I
He
thought.
hit the wall. He crashed.
But for the most part, there were only 2 people that didn't finish, at least like the majority of the laps. And that was Felix Rosenqvist and Ed Carpenter. It was a mostly clean race. There were some yellows here and there. We got to see Joseph Newgarden and Will Power just put on a show. Like, you can't beat around the bush. Penske is so good at Iowa. So good.
Incredible.
Always have been, always will be. And that's just a fact. And the fact that I didn't pick a Penske driver is kind of annoying. I thought we would see something different. I should have gone with my gut.
I picked Power, and I thought that he would be up there, but
See, I thought Power was going to win the second race. But he didn't. But we'll get to that. Another notable thing. A driver who led 19 laps on race 1.
Jimmy.
Jimmy!
Jimmy!
It's Jimmy time.
Okay, I just want to shout out Luke Edwards really quick. Every single time that Jimmy would do something on the track, he would
Jimmy
text
pass.
in our
Jimmy
Burnout
pass.
Sports group chat, Jimmy.
And he would just go, Jimmy pass. Oh my gosh, Jimmy pass. Another Jimmy pass.
What's going on, Jimmy Pass?
Like,
It's awesome. It's awesome.
I really thought, especially in race 2, there was a point that we'll get to later that I was like, Jimmy's gonna win this race, isn't he? I like part of my head was like, it's gonna happen. And that's scary. That was a thought that crossed my mind in IndyCar. Listen, Jimmy Johnson's a legend. Amazing in NASCAR. IndyCar Jimmy Johnson. That's all I'll say. I'm not even gonna say any words.
I'm just
been
gonna leave it
rough.
at that. I'm just gonna leave
It's
it at
been
that.
rough for the most part. But this season, with him going on ovals part-time, we've gotten to see that he's not a bad driver. He hasn't lost it. He's not washed up. He's still got it. He's just not good at road courses, street courses, which is what we expected. We expected that when he said he was going to do IndyCar. And he's running well on ovals. And part of me thinks that if he keeps running well on ovals, he's going to be around for a while, at least on a part-time basis. Because
I can see
one, he's a draw. He's a draw. He sells tickets. There were tons of Jimmy fans at Iowa because obviously I'm sure a lot of NASCAR fans in Iowa didn't really get to see Jimmy all that often.
Yeah, which
But-
makes sense.
Yeah, he sells tickets. He's very marketable. He's a great guy. Like, very nice, very fan-friendly. And he's running well on ovals. That's going to make you money if you're IndyCar. If you see that, you're like, we got to, in some way, shape, or form, whether that's just the Indy 500 every year, whether that's just the ovals, whether that's full-time again. I don't know, but he's marketable and he's succeeding in some shape or form in IndyCar now.
Jimmy.
It's kind of hard to, like, completely take
Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson, baby.
Race 1, though, top 10, Joseph Newgarden, Pato Award, Will Power was your podium. Rinus VK brought it home 4th. I actually picked VK for race 1, so I was very happy for him. But so close to getting that win. Scott Dixon 5th, Alex Palou 6th, Romain Grosjean 7th, Marcus Ericsson 8th, Graham Rahal and Christian Lundgaard, teammates for Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan, 9th and 10th. So shout out to Christian Lundgaard for being the top placing rookie in race 1. Sadly, though, in race 2, Daniel, did not quite go Christian Lundgaard's way.
Did not go his way. And it was rough for several drivers. Some drivers just had rough weekends all through. Some drivers just had rough weekends on certain days. And race 2, I feel like a lot of people struggled. Christian Lundgaard only finished 112 laps. Did he crash out, or was it like a tech issue?
I can't remember. I just remember Kirkwood crashed.
Yeah, I remember Kirkwood crashed and Newgarden crashed. I don't remember what happened to Lundgaard, but he finished last, so unfortunately couldn't keep up that streak that he had starting the weekend. Highest finishing rookie was actually friend of the show, David Malukas in P8.
Which is actually his highest
Highest finish.
placing
His best career,
finish.
yeah. That's crazy.
It was his
And
highest finish.
correct me if
and-
I'm wrong, I think he is the highest placing rookie of the season now. I can't
No,
remember if
he's-
Lundgaard got a top 5 or not.
Oh, highest placing like in one race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he is.
What did Lundgaard get at Mid Ohio?
I can figure it out. Lundgaard, I believe, got 10th at Mid Ohio, but I can look
Okay.
up Christian Lundgaard's results because it would be him. You can continue talking. I'll come up with it.
Yeah, so Joseph Newgarden dominated this race. Pure domination, right? And that's when kind of things got interesting, because Newgarden was dominating this whole race, and we were even talking about it in our group chat. We were like, "Uh-oh, guys, this might be the first just kind of IndyCar race." Like,
Yeah.
like it was fine. It was fine.
I'm pretty
Wasn't
sure
a
not.
bad race.
I'm pretty sure not until like 5 minutes after that he crashed.
Yeah, like we were. What was it, halfway? Yeah, because it was 300 laps.
Or
and he
more than
crashed
half.
it.
No,
Christian
it was like 100 laps left.
No, because he. Oh, I was looking at the laps.
Yeah.
Yeah, he finished 235 laps, so there was about like 1/5 of the race left.
Yeah.
About that. And he just lost it. Like, just car lost it. I don't know if it was tire degradation. I remember a few laps before that he was complaining about vibrations, and his team was like, "It's not a big deal. Like, everything looks fine. I think you're just overthinking it." He was not overthinking it, and the car just lost it, spun out, crashed. It wasn't a terrible crash, but you still never want to see a driver hit the wall, and he did hit the
Sorry.
wall. He was fine when they took him to the medical center. And then obviously we talked earlier about kind of how he hit his head or something after that. So I don't know how related that hospital trip is with the initial crash, but
It was hot in Iowa this
yeah,
weekend.
it was
I will say.
in Iowa. So I'm
Yeah.
sure some sort of heat could have been a factor.
Right.
So I wouldn't.
And if you ever have
test
seen
that.
Joseph in the garage, Joseph doesn't like ride scooters or anything. He walks everywhere.
Yeah.
So could have been that he was walking everywhere. Don't know for sure.
Yeah. But when he crashed, that really left the door wide open for a few contenders. I would say kind of between like 6 guys. I think
Yeah, I
it was
would
really
say that.
between Pato, honestly, just the people who finished in the top 6. Pato, Will Power,
Hey,
Scott McLaughlin.
Felix was coming though. I
Dixon.
will say.
Felix was moving.
Sorry,
Homeboy was absolutely
Monday
moving.
Shut up, Alexa.
And Alexa's a Felix fan. Can't blame her. But Felix was absolutely moving. And I feel like if he had some better track position at that time, he probably could have made some moves for the win. But he ultimately finished 7th, so the 7 car was in 7th. But he didn't DNF, and that's what you like to see. You like to see drivers like Felix that are, honestly, at this point, driving for their job. You like to see them succeeding and pushing themselves to the limit to try and get a ride for next season. But the top 6 that obviously finished in the top 6 that I thought all kind of had shots at one point, Pato, Will Power, Scott McLaughlin, Scott Dixon, Marcus Ericsson, and surprisingly, Jimmy Johnson. I really thought somehow Jimmy was gonna pull some weird thing out, and we're gonna have to whip our flags out, just start waving them, just out of respect. But it was really between Will Power and Pato O'Ward, and ultimately Pato O'Ward ended up winning this race. So he finished on the podium both races, as well as Will Power.
He had the best weekend out of every
Yeah.
driver. Most points scored were him and Scott Dixon. They both scored a lot of points this weekend.
What did Will Power score? Because
Will
he
Power
got podiums for both races.
Will Power had podiums for both
And
races.
both poles.
That's true. I think maybe
So I forgot to mention this, but Will
Dixon.
Power got 2 poles in this weekend, which means he is 1 away from the all-time pole record in IndyCar, which is kind of
from
insane.
tying it, right?
No, I think he's tied now. I think he's tied
now.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's tied now.
And
'Cause
Indy's
I
a
think
good
he's
track
tied
for
because
him.
he got 2 at once.
And
That's
Indy's a
true.
good track for him. So
That's very true.
that'd be amazing if we got to see that.
That would be
in person this
crazy.
weekend.
So that'll be something interesting to watch for the rest of the season, and honestly, just the rest of Will Power's career, because he's not slowing down.
No
And
way.
as much as he is on the older side of things, if he can still put up results, he's gonna keep a ride.
Let's go ahead
it's just simple.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and read that top 10 for Iowa number 2. As Daniel mentioned, the top 6 went Pato O'Ward, Will Power, Scott McLaughlin, Scott Dixon, Jimmy Johnson, and Marcus Ericsson. Then 7 through 10, Felix Rosenqvist, David Malukas, Roman Grosjean, and Takuma Sato. Also, I checked it out. Highest placing rookie this season is 8th place, but it's tied for 3 drivers. David Malukas, Christian Lundgaard, and Callum Ilott have all finished
Okay,
8th place this
okay.
season. Callum Ilott finished 8th at the Indy GP.
Right.
Lundgaard would have finished, I believe 7th that race, but he wrecked on the final lap.
Mhm.
But Callum Ilott finished 8th at Indy. David finished obviously 8th this past weekend at Iowa, and a couple weeks ago or at Toronto, Christian Lundgaard finished.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it was something recently.
So yeah, haven't seen any drivers get past 8th, but Devlin DeFrancisco has not gotten a top 10 this season. Neither has Tatiana Calderon, and the only top 10 this season for Kyle Kirkwood was way back at Long Beach. So yeah,
It's a good rookie class.
dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna come down to Lundgaard and Malukas, and I'm here for it. Go ahead. And
Do you guys know how many points that rookie of the year battle is between right now?
4 points, baby.
4.
This
Drop
is
that four.
crazy.
4 points.
Crazy.
Let's go ahead.
And we've still got several
points.
races left.
Marcus Ericsson is up by 8 points to Will Power. Then we have Joseph Newgarden and Scott Dixon, who are currently tied. However, Joseph Newgarden gets the edge because of wins. Pato O'Ward in 5th place. Then we have Alex Palou. 7th place, Scott McLaughlin. 8th place, Colton Herta. Felix Rosenqvist in 7th, and Alexander Rossi in 10th. Highest finishing rookie right now in the points is Christian Lundgaard in 16th. So yeah, it's starting to get crazy out there.
That's an understatement.
And
Do you
it's a
guys
big
think-
understatement.
Do you guys think Ericsson will hold on to the points lead?
Yes, I've
You think so?
thought Ericsson was my mid-season championship pick.
Okay.
I told you guys that after Indy.
Here's the thing:
I'm
as
gonna
much
say
as as much as I would like to see Ericsson win the championship because he's had a great season and he definitely deserves it, it's still really close. And with IndyCar, you can't really predict it. Remember last season, Joseph Newgarden was having a terrible season at like the first half,
Yeah, and then he
and
finished.
then he got second.
Yeah.
Like, you can't predict this stuff. 90% of the time, some weird streak is gonna happen, and next thing you know, like Alexander Rossi could finish 4th for all we care. Like,
You're not wrong.
it's
You're not
wild.
wrong.
You never know what's gonna happen. And because he's only up by 8 points now, and Will Power is so consistent, and is going to a track this weekend that he is really good at, I just don't see Ericsson being able to hold on to it. I think he could maybe lose it and regain the lead, but it's a tough battle. It's a really tough battle.
All right, that was the IndyCar races. Let's go ahead and go over to Pocono really quick. guys, Truck Series. Welcome to the Chandler Smith Masterclass at Pocono. He won Stage 1. Stage 2 pitted for track position, so Christian Eckes ended up winning Stage 2, and then he went on and won the race. Top 10 for Truck Series was Chandler Smith, Ryan Preece, John Henry Nemechek, Corey Heim, Carson Hocevar, Austin Hill. He was filling in. He was in the 7 car. Ty Majeski and Christian Eckes, Derek Kraus, and Tanner Gray round out the top 10. Your points leader is still Zane Smith. In the Truck Series, he is up by 15 points to Chandler Smith, who is currently second in points. The playoff cut line, as there's only 8 drivers that make the playoffs now in the Truck Series. Before it was 10, they have cut it down to 8 this season. Kind of interesting, but you know, just kind of to see how things are going.
Makes it fun.
Zane Smith, Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, John Hunter Nemechek, and Stuart Friesen are all currently locked in on wins. Then those final 3 spots are Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, and Carson Hocevar. Carson Hocevar is only 3 points in to Grant Enfinger. So after he clinched, supposedly he's no longer clinched because of those couple of bad finishes. So yeah, Carson Hocevar.
Wasn't Pocono the regular season
part.
finale for them? Pocono
Was that the season finale?
Yeah.
IRP is the first race of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, your playoffs are Zane Smith, Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, John Henry Nemechek, Stuart Friesen, Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, and Carson Hocevar. Grant Enfinger and Matt Crafton have missed the 2022 playoffs. Matt Crafton missing the playoffs. That's insane.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. You never hear that.
Championship picks for trucks, boys, because I'm still going Zane Smith, like I said at the beginning of the season.
Who all is it again?
Both the Smiths, Rhodes, Nemechek, Friesen, Eckes, Majeski, and Hocevar.
Ben Rhodes.
Wait, Crafton didn't miss the playoffs.
He's 10th.
Yeah, the playoffs just started.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Grant Enfinger, Matt Crafton.
I was gonna say, I was like, I remember seeing him in the graphics.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a weird.
Tristan's having a stroke right now.
I'm messing up my life right now. I'm going according to the app right now, and it's being weird. Okay. So yeah. Missing the playoffs was Derek Kraus, Tyler Ankrum, and Matt DiBenedetto. So championship pick out of those guys, Daniel.
I want to go. I want to go with my heart.
John Hunter.
No. I want to go with something that would just make me smile because he's just had such a weird season.
Oh, you're going Hocevar.
I want Hocevar to just go on a tear.
Do you think he'll have a Daniel Hemrick moment?
I can
Dude,
see
I
it.
hope so. I hope so.
He's got a.
I hope it's better than that. I hope he just wins a bunch in the playoffs. Because
Hey, that's what happened to Sheldon Creed in 2020.
He's got the talent.
Sheldon Creed in 2020.
Everything is in place for him to happen. He's just had really bad luck.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I guess we'll see.
I don't know. I could see it happening. I don't know if it will. I feel like if I wasn't going to go with Carson Hocevar, I'd probably just go the safe pick of Ben Rhodes again, just going back to back. But I think I'm going to pick Hocevar just because I want it to happen.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
All right, Xfinity Series, guys. This was an interesting race. Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs. Oh my God, what a battle at the end of this thing. I guess we'll start with Stage 1. Justin Allgaier won Stage 1. Noah Gragson won Stage 2. And then this race came down to the wire. Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs running clean, racing clean, and Gragson outdrove Ty Gibbs. Gragson takes it home. I got a point for that one. I was hyped for that. It was my first point I've had in like, what, a month?
Probably.
So hyped.
Something like that.
Gragson P1, Ty Gibbs P2. Then Josh Berry rounded out the podium. 4th place was AJ Allmendinger, still consistent. 5th place, Sheldon Creed. 6th place, Sam Mayer. 7th was Justin Allgaier. 8th was Austin Hill. 9th was Daniel Hemrick. And 10th was Cole Custer. Let's go over those point standings really quick. For the playoff grid for them, 12 drivers. Ty Gibbs, Justin Allgaier, Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, and Josh Berry are your top 5. 6th place, Austin Hill. 7th, Brandon Jones. Those top 7 are locked in on wins. Then we have Daniel Hemrick, Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer, Daniel Hemrick, Riley Herbst, Landon Castle, and Ryan Sieg. Outside the playoff grid right now, looking in 47 points back is Sheldon Creed, 66 points back Brandon Brown, 77 points back Anthony Alfredo, and I'm just going to say him because he's technically still in contention is Brett Moffitt with 89 points back. The rest of the guys, 17th, 18th, and 19th in the Xfinity Series, you need to be in the top 19 to be eligible for the playoffs, are Jeb Burton, Myatt Snyder, and Jeremy Clements. They need to get in on wins. So, yeah. It's coming down to the wire, guys. Daytona's only a couple weeks away, and Ty Gibbs and Justin Allgaier are currently tied in points in the playoffs, so which is crazy just because Justin Allgaier has so many stage wins.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Ty Gibbs has 4 wins on the year, but Justin Allgaier knows how to get those stage points when he needs to.
Good point. Good points
Championship
weekend.
predictions for them later.
Good points weekend.
But actually, let's just say it. Who's your championship pick as of right now?
I'm probably going to go with Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan?
I feel like I should go Ty Gibbs, but there are some drivers that it really just depends on the tracks you put them on. So I could see AJ Allmendinger or Austin Hill sliding up there, but I think I'll go Ty Gibbs just because he's so dominant. He's so good.
Josh Berry's still looking mighty attractive to me, and so I'm going to stick with my preseason prediction and say Josh Berry wins the championship. All right, Going over to the Cup Series, guys. This race was actually pretty good for Pocono. Really quick in the Xfinity Series. I'm glad that Jeb Burton's okay. He took a wild ride. We never see flips at Pocono, and I will say thank you, Pocono, for extending the pit wall. I remember personally as a Casey Kane fan, one of the scariest wrecks I've ever seen for him. Both of them have actually been at Pocono. One was on that backstretch gate when he went into the trees. They fixed it. They put fencing up there. The other one was when he crashed on pit road. I'm glad that they have made some changes to the track, and glad that Jeb Burton is okay. Okay, going on to the Cup Series. This race was mighty interesting. Stage 1 originally... Stage 1 went to Kyle Larson. Sorry. Stage 2 originally went to Kyle Busch. That obviously was taken away from him, so Ross Chastain wins Stage 2. In the race, this came down to Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch, but before that, some guy named Ross Chastain and Denny Hamlin were right next to each other, and ring the history bell, boys, because Denny said that he wasn't going to take it anymore. Ross Chastain ran him high, didn't back out of the corner. Denny put him in the wall. Wrecked Chastain, took Kevin Harvick with him, so ruined Ross Chastain's day, and I mean, it is what it is.
At the end of the day, who got the last lap?
At the end of the day, it isn't funny, is it? Because, but how about that? But at the end of the day, who got the last lap? Ross Chastain. Denny Hamlin went on to win this race. Kyle Busch was second, but both of them were DQ'd in post-race inspection. So that means by default, the third place driver, a full Ricky Bobby effect, Chase Elliott wins the race without leading a lap. So that's a little fun fact. Tyler Reddick finished second. Third went to Daniel Suarez. Fourth place went to Christopher Bell. Fifth place was Kyle Larson. Sixth place, Michael McDowell. Seventh place, Martin Truex Jr. Eighth place, Bubba Wallace. Ninth place was Eric Jones. And 10th place went to Austin Dillon. I will say back-to-back top 10s for 2311 Racing and Bubba Wallace. Something else I will shout out. The Xfinity Series, the racing went down to Noah Gragson and Ty Gibbs. We saw Kurt Busch have a practice crash. He ended up getting a concussion. I forgot to mention that in Motorsport Media. But we've seen drivers talk about how the cars, they've been talking about head trauma, and NASCAR's got to figure that out. And now that you have a driver with concussion, and he is Kurt Busch, that's no good. Ty Gibbs ended up filling in for him, finished 16th. So in his debut, Ty Gibbs finished in the top half of the field. Good for him.
Pretty
Other
impressive.
drivers that were involved in incidents, Ryan Blaney had a hard crash. Glad to see that he was okay. Josh Bilicki crashed. And some drivers that had a rough day. Chris Buescher qualified in the top 5, ended up finishing 29th. Very interesting. Just rough day for him. Kevin Harvick was involved in an incident. Austin Cindric brought out the first caution of the day, never really recovered, ended up finishing 31st. But yeah, otherwise that was pretty much all Pocono, guys. Fourth win of the year for Chase Elliott. Let's go ahead and go through the standings. Chase Elliott was currently still in first in the playoff standings. Ross Chastain, then Joey Logano, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Chris Bell, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Kurt Busch, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman, and Austin Cindric. If we're talking seed-wise, Martin Truex Jr. is 83 points ahead of Kevin Harvick right now. So yeah, it's going to come down to the wire. Here's your bubble. Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Bubba Wallace, all the way down to 22nd. Those are really the only drivers I can see winning. Possibly a Justin Haley in 23rd. That's really all the guys I can see winning. Which one of us had Brad Keselowski in the playoffs? I think it was me.
That was me.
That was you?
It should have been both of us.
I'd have to go
honestly.
back and look.
I didn't have him.
Got it.
I
but,
didn't have him. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Here, actually,
but
I can pull that up real
Brad's
quick.
27th in points. So
I had him winning at Dega.
Hold up. No, I got the playoff thing. So I didn't have Keselowski. Tristan had Keselowski. Yeah, you guys both had Keselowski.
Okay.
That's crazy. But yeah. Next week we're going to Indy, guys, and that's going to be really interesting.
Somebody say road course. Did somebody say wild card?
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. But first, F1. Talk about it.
Ooh, so this weekend we were at the Circuit Paul Ricard for the French GP. So let's just go ahead and get into the race. So the start was very clean. Alonso and Hamilton had a really, really great start. And then I think turn 9, Ocon got into the side of Tsunoda and was awarded a 5-second time penalty for contact. So that was very interesting to see. And that kind of comes into play a little later in a different situation. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, tire degradation was a big key in this race. Because it was super, super hot in France this weekend. So
Everywhere.
Yeah, it was like hot everywhere. So yeah. But whoever didn't burn their tires that fastest was probably going to have the best strategy in this race. And this race was going to be great because Max and Charles were going to have a great, great battle. And then on lap 18, Charles, his rear end, it comes around on him, and he ends up going into the outside wall and turn 11. And
The third time this season that Charles Leclerc has retired from the lead.
yeah.
Remember when I was listening to the episode, I forget who it was that said it. I think it was Dan that said it, and he goes, bold of you to think, Tony, that both Ferraris will finish the race.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
Was I wrong?
That is funny. It's always something. Whenever he gets pulled, it's always something.
It can never go well for him, or it can never go well for Ferrari as a whole.
Yeah,
I'll put it that.
if Charles Leclerc just doesn't get pulled, actually, because Carlos Sainz started to pull at Silverstone, if I remember correctly, didn't he? I can't remember. I might be wrong.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, and he won from pole, so it is what it is. But Charles Leclerc just can't win from pole, apparently, so we'll just say that. But after the crash, he was very visibly and audibly frustrated, yelling on the team radio very, very loudly. During the safety car, Carlos Sainz actually picked up a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release by his team, and he came out in front of Latifi, almost making contact in pit lane, which was very scary. So that was crazy. So actually another bad weekend for Ferrari. So yeah, the next portion of the race was kind of to decide who was going to be on podium. Was it going to be Sainz, Checo, Russell, and Lewis? So it was going to be fun. That was going to be a fun battle because Sainz had the 5-second, but I don't know if they were going to ever pit him, and we didn't know either. I don't think he knew if they were going to ever pit him. And then Checo, Russell, and then Lewis was in second. He was just chilling by himself. And then the battle between Checo and Russell was insane. Lap 42, George Russell makes a buffoonery dive on the inside of Checo, making contact, making Checo miss the turn 9 chicane. That was so. My thing is about that is that's the second race in a row these two have made contact, and both of them being initiated, I should say, by George Russell. So
Yep.
yeah, but a lot of people were arguing that George deserved a 5-second. I don't necessarily think he deserved a 5-second because it's not like he crashed like Checo or something and ruined his race. But I don't know. So that was very interesting and made the end of the race really great. Lap 49, Joe's car had a mechanical failure and he was stopped on the track, bringing out a virtual safety car. They got the car off the track very quickly, and while they were under the virtual safety car, this sets up one of the smartest moves I think I've ever seen by George Russell. And as I just called him a buffoon for what he just did, I am contradicting myself here. And so George Russell, the safety car was supposed to end in, I believe, turn 10. And it didn't end. It waited like 2 or 3 more corners before it ended. And Checo had kind of sped off. Then he had to slow down because the virtual safety car had not ended. And so basically he slows down. Russell catches up, and Russell catches him in a very weird spot. And Russell is on the gas as the virtual safety car ends, and blows past Checo. And that was amazing. I have never seen someone play the VSC that way, and that was actually crazy, and I love that. But yeah, that like the end of the race was very, very entertaining. So yeah, lap 53, Max comes home, takes the checkered flag, and I believe he wins his 7th race on this season.
His 7th win of the year.
Yes. The top 10, your points finishers. You got Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell, Perez, Sainz, Alonso, Norris, Ocon, Ricciardo, and Stroll. Double podium for Mercedes. Congrats to them. So,
but first, Lance Stroll points, baby.
I was hoping
Daniel knows. Okay, so lately I've been playing a lot of F1 Clash, and Lance Stroll has that dog in him on F1 Clash. So
said Lance Stroll got that dog in him. I'm dead. That's funny. But no, I agree with that. I was hoping Vettel was gonna get him though. I'm not gonna lie, because I wanted Vettel to get some points.
Well, teammates.
Yeah. Hey, they let him battle. I wasn't mad. They let him battle.
They did let him battle.
But yeah, okay. This is the one thing I want to know. Who has the voodoo doll and who is stabbing the Ferrari voodoo doll right now? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's Ferrari,
bro.
It's crazy. Like the bad luck that Ferrari has had is immeasurable. Like I don't think I've ever seen someone have this bad of a season, and they're not even having a bad season. That's the thing,
right?
Like it's just
like
yeah. Go ahead.
It's crazy to think that literally Leclerc is 2nd in points and Sainz is 4th in points.
Yeah,
like they're having a good year. Red Bull and Ferrari have been the 2 best teams this season. Mercedes obviously in 3rd that way, but it's just amazing to me. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know who's stabbing them.
Someone is stabbing that voodoo doll.
I think one of like the Ferrari team members like bought one to ensure nothing bad happens, and they keep just like misplacing it and like dropping stuff on it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Because like at this point, like you gotta wonder.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because Leclerc is on his like 4th allocated like internal combustion engine, so like he's gonna run out of those before the season ends, especially with the reliability Ferrari's had so far. But I don't know. Here's the driver standings before, so we can kind of keep moving a little faster. Max Verstappen's 1st, Charles Leclerc 2nd, Sergio Perez 3rd, Carlos Sainz 4th, George Russell 5th, Lewis Hamilton 6th, Lando Norris 7th, Esteban Ocon 8th, Valtteri Bottas 9th, and Fernando Alonso is 10th. And he's pulling a gap on your man's over here, Tristan K-Mag. He's pulling a gap. So
here's the thing.
And I believe K-Mag actually retired from the race.
He did. We had 4 retirees from this past race, that being Yuki Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc, Nicholas Latifi and my main man K
No,
Mag.
Joe. It was Joe and Magnussen.
No, Joe finished 6 laps down.
Nuh-uh.
He didn't finish?
No, he brought out the virtual safety car at the end.
Oh, my bad. They don't have that on the app.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah. So that's how that went. Who's your guys' as we mentioned for all the series so far? Who's winning this championship?
Max
boys?
Verstappen. Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's-
Cool. I'm
yeah,
glad we're
Max
all on the same
Verstappen.
page.
No,
Unless,
yeah.
unless the Ferrari luck goes over to Red Bull, there's no shot.
Yeah. I think at this point, if everything keeps happening the way it's happening for Ferrari, Max Verstappen is gonna have it locked up with like 5 races left. In the
I just
in the
broke my
season.
Jimmy flag, guys.
Oh,
I'm so sad.
I'm disappointed, Tristan.
get some duct tape. Just get some duct tape.
I'll duct tape it. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Kinda
But
represents
something
his
I
powers
want to
after
shout out
weeks.
really quick before we move on is that Alpine now 4th in the constructor standings. That's crazy.
McLaren's 5th now.
Yeah.
I was getting
Absolutely
ready to
crazy.
read those, but yeah.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, so Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, as it has been all season, basically. Alpine, and then McLaren. So that's your top 5 in the constructors. Those two, like this last like spot right here for 4th and 5th is going to get played around with a lot because those two have been in contention with each other a lot. Alpine and McLaren.
I will
is
say,
what I'm
don't
talking
count
about.
out Alfa Romeo.
Oh, no.
for fifth
Yeah, no,
place in
for sure.
points.
No, for sure. It's just Alfa Romeo has Ferrari power
There's
unit.
a gap.
Yeah, it's just Alfa Romeo has a Ferrari power unit, so reliability.
Yeah.
So,
However, you look farther down in the standings. Aston Martin in 9th. Is this Sebastian Vettel's final year? And if so, who replaces him at Aston Martin?
I don't know. I think he might try to race one more year probably. I would have to say so.
Yeah.
I say he goes one more, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
As much as it probably should be like his last season, I don't see him wanting to go out on just the absolute crap fest that this year has been for his team. I feel like he tries one more year and then hangs it up. And if he does retire, I really don't know what their plan would be for a second driver because I don't know what drivers kind of fit their team.
So me personally, I would love to see the older guys like Fernando and Sebastian Vettel and maybe even Daniel Ricciardo all like go like, and that's nothing against them because Fernando
Get him outta
Alonso,
here.
he's still got it, and then Sebastian Vettel, I think he still got it. He's just not with the team and he's not proving it. And
I
then
mean, come on, he finished 2nd last year.
yeah, but
Yeah,
but
somewhere.
Yeah,
Forget.
but-
wherever Ocon won.
I think Daniel Ricciardo does need to go in my opinion. But those 3, I would love to see them go to bring in new talent, in my opinion. But Fernando Alonso is the most arguable one against me, I think, in my opinion.
If Sebastian Vettel leaves F1, do you know who I honestly could see filling that spot?
I
you
feel like
guys
you're gonna
might-
say IndyCar driver, aren't you?
I think Christian Lundgaard goes to Aston Martin. I could see it happening.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
After a very successful first year in IndyCar, I could see it
Okay.
happening.
Wait, what engine supplier is Aston Martin?
Oh, who are they? Why am I blanking this right now? Oh no, I'm
They
blanking.
Ferrari?
No. I think they might be.
They're Mercedes.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think they
Mercedes.
might be Mercedes or Renault. I can't remember. Renault's Alpine.
Okay.
Though.
I was gonna say it was like if I couldn't remember if they were Ferrari or not, because if they were Ferrari, I was gonna say a driver in the Ferrari system still is Callum Ilott,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know how those kind of contracts and deals work in F1.
Yeah, but I guess we'll see. All right, guys, let's go ahead and transition. We got some predictions to make.
Okay, so as we get into our race predictions, everybody, let me get it pulled up because apparently it didn't save the thing. There we go. So now we're up here. So last week, as we talked about earlier in the episode, me and Tristan had a beautiful weekend. I would have had 3. I would have been 1 point behind Daniel, but
But then you almost had the curry because Denny did the curry.
Yeah.
And then messed it all up.
yeah,
for
and
you.
then messed it up because he had to do the curry. So yeah, it is what it is. But so yeah, So Daniel has 14. I have 12. Tristan has 8. So me and Tristan had a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Let's talk about our guest from last week because Tony got 3 right. Tony got the New Garden pick for race 1, and then he had Pato as his underdog wild card for race 2. And then Luke got 1 right with Gregson in the Xfinity Series. So, yeah. And then...
Who was Tony's third pick that he got?
Oh,
right?
yeah, my fault. He had Max Verstappen winning for F1.
Obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah. Yeah, my fault. I forgot to mention that. Tristan had Gregson in the Xfinity Series, and then he had Max winning for F1. And then I had Joseph Newgarden Pato Award. So, great weekend, Tristan. Give me a virtual high five. Oh, yeah. So, let's go ahead. We're going to wipe the slate clean. We're going to get into this weekend's picks. Tristan?
You know, I feel like we got to start with the F1 race. Going to Hungary, as I saw on Lando Norris's Twitter account, I'm hungry for some F1 racing today. That made me laugh. But I feel like you got to pick him. Max Verstappen, P1. P2, Lewis Hamilton. And then P3.
It's a good track for Lewis. Good track for Lewis.
Yes. And then P3, I'm going to go Charles Leclerc.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, Daniel?
Okay, so Max is winning, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna win. P2. Think I'm gonna go George Russell again.
Well,
He's good, bro.
In my head, I'm
Consistently in the
I'm like,
podium.
here comes the Daniel George Russell pick.
He's always in the podium, like, half the time.
Is this podium?
I mean, he's only had
For
one finish
me?
for me. He's only had one finish outside the top 5 this season, and that was
like he's so consistent. It's hard not to at least pick him to somehow shake up in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then E3. I'll go Checo.
Okay. All right, so I personally think Max is going to have an engine failure this weekend. I'm going to go with Leclerc winning. Second, I'm going to go with Sergio Perez. Third,
Okay.
I'm going to go with Lewis Hamilton.
Okay.
That's my
If you
pick.
call
Mercedes
Max
podium.
getting
Ooh.
If you call that, I'm gonna just come over and kiss you, bro.
Hit the
I don't know.
curry on him. Hit the curry on him.
Okay, but now after F1, all the rest of the races that are going on this weekend that we cover, we're gonna be at.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool. Like trucks, Xfinity, IndyCar, and NASCAR Cup Series we're going to be at this weekend. Let's go ahead and start with the NASCAR Truck Series at IRP. Trucks return the IRP for the first time in 11 years. I'm so freaking excited. Guys, it's going to be a beautiful race. And since it's going to be a beautiful race, the first race of the Truck Series playoffs this season, you got to go with someone that's in the playoffs, probably, unless you pick like a Haley Deegan or something, but I'm not going to pick her. My pick this weekend is a guy that has not won like as much this season, and that man is John Hunter Nemechek. That is my pick this week.
Cage and Daniel.
He's starting off the playoffs with a bang. Give me Hocevar,
I
baby.
knew it.
Give me Hocevar.
I'm excited. I want to know what hat's going to be at this weekend.
Because
Hey, Carson Hocevar, if you need a hat, we got you. I got one. I'll bring it. I know you won't see this. I got you. We got an option for you. I will give it to you. If you already got one, that's all good, but I will get you a hat for Friday. Don't you worry, my man.
he said, "Don't you worry, my man." Well, I'm copying Daniel, and I'm going with Hocevar. So
Let's go.
This is my first time not picking Smith
yeah, Zane Smith
in a while. I've picked Zane Smith or Chandler Smith the entire
Hey,
season.
I thought about Crafton.
I did think about Crafton
Period.
too, but
Well, he's probably the
I gotta
only.
go Jay.
He's probably the only one of these drivers that has raced at IRP before.
Again,
in a truck at
experience.
least. In a truck at least. In a truck at least.
They've all
Yeah.
probably raced here at least in the
yeah.
Xfinity series, or not in the Xfinity, in the ARCA Menards series,
Yeah.
but which we're also going to be out this weekend. We just don't cover ARCA.
True.
But yeah, So that's Trucks Guys at IRP. It's going to be exciting. We'll be out there Friday night. Go ahead and just give us a tweet. Jay's going to be in the stands, and me and Daniel are going to be in the garage. So if you guys want to hang out with someone in the stands, Jay's going to be out there being our stands reporter. Me and Daniel are going to be in the pits as the pit reporters. So yeah, it's going to be a good weekend for
We'll
Burnout
figure out
Sports.
something. We'll figure it out.
Yep. Let's go Xfinity Series now. This is a tricky one to pick, but you gotta pick the main boy. I'm going AJ.
I knew it.
Can't not pick AJ Allmendinger at a road course.
Yeah.
The dinger.
And he's won here, not in Xfinity, but
Surprisingly, yeah.
yeah. Cindric won last year, but
Yeah. Daniel?
so I just go Ty Gibbs just because he's Ty Gibbs.
You might as well.
I'm going Ty Gibbs. I'm just not even gonna try to come up with a reason.
That's respectable. That's respectable. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with someone's going to upset this weekend, in my opinion. Let me look at this list real quick. I forgot to look at it. I think it's going to be an upset win this weekend. I don't think it's going to be like AJ Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs. I think someone's going to upset, in my opinion. I don't know.
Like underdog upset?
Yeah, like underdog upset.
Like one-off guy?
Possibly. Let me look at here in this.
I will say Austin Dillon is running in the 68 for Brandon Built this weekend.
See. Oh, there's not a entry list released yet.
Yeah,
they
the
haven't
entry
released
list
it
has not
yet,
been released
for some
yet.
reason.
We film these shows on Mondays, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
They typically are out on
Never
Mondays.
mind.
Though,
Yeah.
but-
Never mind. I
Oh.
don't know who it's gonna be. I'm just gonna go with, I guess, like Myatt Snyder. Let's just do Myatt Snyder.
Hey, great on road courses.
I know.
That would be an
I know.
no. Thing is, that would be an underdog win.
Yeah.
18th.
I
in
was
points.
thinking Fast Pasta. I was thinking
Or
Alfredo.
Anthony Alfredo, because he did run good at Portland. So.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're both good.
Yeah.
Both good picks. All right, Cup Series boys. 2 picks as always. Now,
Wait. Before we pick, can I
yeah.
make a suggestion?
yeah, you can make the suggestion.
Okay, since I'm sure all three of them, at least were thinking about picking him. Can we just make our group pick be Chase Briscoe?
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I think we were all thinking about picking him.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, all of us in our preseason predictions had Chase Briscoe as our
Yeah.
first pick. So yeah, I think I'm perfectly fine with making Chase Briscoe our group pick this week.
Yeah.
Plus,
The
hey,
lawnmower is the group pick.
beautiful.
Okay.
Cup Series guys, 2 picks as always. 1 pick, 1 underdog. My first pick this weekend.
He's.
I don't want to pick him.
You gotta pick him. I know who you're gonna pick, and you gotta pick him. Awesome.
Who'd you write down?
Chase Elliott.
I actually was not thinking Chase Elliott.
Oh.
I was thinking his teammate Kyle Larson.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, that's what I was. That's my assumption.
Because like he's just so inconsistent. You know, it's just like he's
That's
good
true.
one race, he's not good the next race. My underdog though is a guy that a lot of people forget won 2 stages on this track last season.
Tyler Reddick. Yep.
That man is Tyler Reddick.
Oh,
Yep.
let's go.
Tyler Reddick.
Mhm. However, let me tell you guys, I'm this damn close to picking Michael McDowell. And I will. Can we put it down, please?
Okay.
I have been picking Michael McDowell all season, all frickin' season. If somehow, some way, Michael McDowell wins this season, can I just have a courtesy, like half point or something like that? That's all I ask.
You get 1 point.
Okay,
You get 0.375 of a point.
got it.
Ooh, is it my turn? Is it my turn?
Yeah,
Yes.
your turn.
Okay. I'm not gonna go with a new winner for my main pick. I'm gonna go someone who has won, but if we do get more than 16 winners, who would be kind of on the shakeup? I'm gonna go Austin Cindric. He's won here in Xfinity. I
Okay.
think he wins here in Cup.
Interesting.
Or my underdog. I'm not gonna go with a preseason prediction. I'm gonna go someone who's run pretty well on road courses.
Chris
Give
Buescher?
me Chris Buescher.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
The Bushman.
Surprisingly, none of us picked last year's winner, AJ Allmendinger, and also none of us picked Denny Hamlin. So,
Well, I am going to go with, well, okay, so this team has not been running phenomenally this season, other than
I feel like you're going a
maybe-
college car with Justin Haley.
Nope.
No, really? Wow.
They haven't been running phenomenally this season. They started off kind of hot, but they're not doing so hot as of late. The whole team as a whole, but my first pick, because I'm pretty sure he finished third or fourth here last season. I can't remember. I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney as my.
I think he got
First
second.
pick.
He
He
got
might have
second
got
last
second.
year.
It was something like I knew he was like in the top 4 or top 5 or something. But yeah, so Ryan Blaney is going to be my first pick, and then I have to agree with Tristan on the underdog. I'm going with Tyler Reddick. So
I mean, now he's not in a playoff, have to get in on that cut line, so I don't think he's going to be going on the stage winning, strategy that he was last season.
right.
So
See,
I could see it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, he probably won't just try to get stage points. He'll probably actually race for the win, especially with the new
Mhm.
car this season. And he's good at road courses, and he's won on a road course this season.
And he's just
So-
competitive in general this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. That's why I chose Tyler Reddick.
And now, IndyCar Saturday. It's Saturday. We're going IndyCar racing. It's going to be exciting. First things first, before we do IndyCar, I just want to shout out Nicole Westra, who is Dalton Kellett's fiance. Just tweeted the Indy Boys podcast the most beautiful video of Dalton Kellett riding a surfboard sort of thing. This is beautiful. Anyway, I just want to say that it's on Twitter. We retweeted it, so go check it out.
It's a certified
just
Dalton
saw
Kellett
it.
moment.
Oh, it's so great. But yeah, IndyCar guys, it's gonna be a fun race. My first pick is kind of a little bit of surprise. For most people, a lot of people have been kind of counting him out a lot this season. However, you have to put into perspective that he is incredible on this track. He knows how to win on this track. He's put this track on pole. He's put this car on pole before here, and just knows how to get it done. My first pick this weekend,
Willpower?
Hotto Award.
Ooh, okay.
That is my first pick. My second pick is the guy who won this race earlier this season,
Okay.
Colton Herta.
Interesting.
Okay. My picks, I'm actually going to stay consistent with my picks from the first Indy GP because neither of them happened because that was a weird race. But the weather is supposed to be nice for this race.
It's also supposed to
I'm
be
going-
cold.
Okay, it's not supposed to pour rain, is what I'm
Sure.
trying to say.
It's not going to be 45 out there like it was last
Yeah.
time.
So my
Dude.
first pick,
I'll
He's
never
yet to
forget
win
Jay
the
was wearing
season.
a coat. It was so funny.
That's true.
Yeah.
that's true.
I was cozy.
Dude, yeah,
though.
because he was looking around, he was like, I need to find pants and a coat.
I was cozy, bro. I'm just saying.
Okay. First pick. Hasn't won yet in IndyCar. Probably has had the highest expectations going into the season, and I feel like the expectations have kind of fallen off a bit. I think Roman Grosjean is going to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
I almost picked Grosjean. I'm not going to lie.
he
Yeah.
got 2 podiums here last
Mhm.
year and won the pole in one of them.
I almost
Like-
picked him. He used my preseason prediction for this race, and I almost picked him.
I got to stick with it.
Mhm.
And then wild card again, sticking with my first pick for the first Indy GP race for my wild card. A guy who had his IndyCar debut here last season, Tristan Lundqvist.
Mm.
Really good here. He's really good. And he could be the first rookie winner of the season.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I
Be
respect
really interesting to see
that. I respect
if we do have a rookie winner this season. Obviously, Callum Ilott also had a really good race earlier this season at the Indy GP. However, rain race. But hopefully, we have a much cleaner race. Not supposed to have any rain this weekend. But yeah, speaking of racing this weekend.
I
We're
didn't
gonna be
pick-
there
I didn't
all the
pick
time.
mine.
Jay, I'm so sorry. You didn't pick. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
I always forget.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
good.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Wait,
Real
what
quick.
time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What
No,
time
it's
is
good. It's good. So
it? Okay, go ahead.
I am going to go with willpower.
Okay.
Since it's a Penske track, I'm gonna
Okay.
choose 2 Penske cars. Scott McLaughlin.
There
I thought you were gonna go really balls to the wall and say Newgarden slash
Santino
Ferrucci.
Ferrucci.
Oh no.
If it was the
No
oval
way.
setup, I'd be more comfortable picking Ferrucci.
Oh, definitely I would. I would too. But no. So those are my 2. But let's go ahead.
Go, guys. We have let's go ahead and close this episode out. But first things first, we're going to be at the track a lot this weekend. Friday, IRP. If you're going to trucks, say what's up to us. Going to be awesome. Tweet us at Indy Boys Podcast, guys, if you guys want to hang out. Saturday, we're going to be at IMS for IndyCar and for Xfinity for that doubleheader. It's going to be awesome. My personal race that I'm most excited for this weekend is IndyCar because I've never seen the July GP. So super excited for that.
Yeah, me neither. now that I
However-
think about it.
However, Cup Series on Sunday. Last year it was the race of the year, and I'm excited for it again this year.
For
Hopefully
good
we
and
don't
bad
have
reasons.
hopefully we don't have another curb incident. But it's gonna be awesome. Make sure you guys tweet us at Indy Boys Podcast if you guys want to hang out. We will be in the garage area, pit road, in the stands. We just know everywhere at IMS, so if you just send us a picture of where you are, we will literally come find you. We've done it before, we'll do it again.
Hey,
Super exciting.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it too late for me to change one of my predictions?
Nope, go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Okay.
ahead.
I'm gonna change it to the other Scott as my wild card.
Dixon.
Okay.
Yeah. Since he won here in August in 2020, so
He's gonna pick Scottino Ferrucci.
Scott Tino Ferrucci. Yeah.
Gotti Pagano.
Okay,
Sounds
sorry.
like a plan.
Sorry, I changed it, but
Yeah.
go ahead, Justin. Sorry.
Go ahead. But yeah, tweet us at Indy Boys Podcast, guys, if you guys want to hang out. We've been going crazy on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Indy Boys Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us. You guys will be able to recognize us because, guys, we have shirts. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to have some shirts. Me, Jay, Daniel, Tony, Luke, and Jared are all going to be wearing the Indy Boys Podcast shirts out there at the track. So you guys will be able to see us. We're not going to post them on social media or anything until you guys see them in the pictures. If we get enough love for them, they will be on sale. It's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Super excited about that. Also, we have a hat that will be coming out as well. We're still figuring out some of the logistics on that, but if we can get it made, hopefully by Sunday, I'm talking to the person that I am getting the merch from. Hopefully I will have at least one for the IndyCar race on Saturday.
It'll be
But-
a mock-up preview, a
Yeah.
prototype, if you will.
Yes. Definitely a prototype hat. I'm really excited for it, guys. But
just
yeah,
know that it's
IRP
certified.
Friday.
It's certified. Just know that.
It's very certified.
DKM.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good
DKM.
one. It's gonna be a good one, guys. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. If you guys are listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, we love being in your ears. And if we're on YouTube, we love having you guys see Daniel's beautiful face. Gonna be a great weekend of racing, guys. Follow us on all of our personal social medias. Those are popping up on the screen all the time. They're also in the description of every single one of our podcasts. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, guys. My name is Tristan Grider, signing off for Daniel, Chaney, and Justin Cox. It's going to be a great weekend. I'll see y'all in the next one. Throw up the signs, boys. Peace!